us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, my fellow trudgers. Welcome to the last day of the year. I thought it was tomorrow. I don't care about New Year's. It did make for a helpful topic, that's for sure. So, I'm proud of myself. I have done this every day this week in the morning, so we're getting better about things, right? So that's cool. Nobody's here yet, I don't think so. We're just doing some sharing. Oh, we do. I'll just do a little bit more sharing. I'm not sure what I'm going to say yet. I just know it's a year in review. No, I'm going to put the WhatsApp. Okay. I'm not quite awake yet. All right, there we are. That's good, and now you don't have to hear all the clicking. So, my wife got me this. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cool? She picked out the Phoenix. I went through this program called the Phoenix Concept when I was 18. So this is kind of like a memory. On the back, it has the same thing, but it says Trudging Together. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about my year in review. Oh well. Okay. Oh. It's been a hell of a year, man. It's been a weird year. It started in 1 second here. In about 5 seconds. All right, there's a 3-minute mark. Let's do it. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to be your host today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So, Trudging Together. It actually started out as something much different. The original name of my company was called Closed Mouth Friend, but it was a mouthful. It didn't quite work, and what it was going to be a website for people like myself that had PTSD but could not get any help because it was hard for them to get out of the house. This was before the pandemic, okay? And we had a lot of different programs, but the thing is, I didn't know anybody, and getting it started I didn't have what I needed. Not even close to what I would have needed. But it was a beginning, man. It was a beginning. From there, and that's when I decided to start doing the Daily Trudge. I was like, you know what? There are people out there. Maybe the best way for me to do is just go live and start talking. And that's where it was actually called Daily Reflections, and I used the Daily Reflections, but I did it online because it was the only place that I had. It was the only outlet and or arena that I had. And that's actually where people started to get to know me. They started seeing, oh, this guy, he goes live all the time. And I started to pick up a little bit of traction here in the state. That's when somebody reached out to me, and I've been doing it about a year after somebody reached out and said, hey, would you mind becoming a recovery coach? And I thought, I could do something like that. Yeah. I've been a drug and alcohol counselor. Being a recovery coach certainly is not beyond me. So I went to recovery coach training. Um, yeah, recovery coach training. The first thing my trainer did was cut down AA. He said that AA was biased against people that were gay, which I don't agree with at all. So, and then he went on to train about multiple pathways. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. And so I kind of had a problem with recovery coaching at that point. I'm like, if this is how we're going to start off, this is no good. And so I went to work for a company. I'm going to leave everybody's name kind of out of it because this is about it, the history and year in review. And I'm kind of letting you know the history of Trudging Together because I think it's a little interesting of how it became what it is. And they were doing some pretty good things. They were doing good things, man. And it wasn't until insurance came along that it really screwed things up. And they came and said, hey, you guys can start taking insurance. And I shook my head and went, nah, fuck. We're fucked. We're fucked. And I knew we were. Because I gotten to know some of my other peers and I knew that they were unhealed. Yelling and screaming about trauma and these other things. Yelling and screaming about clients, working harder than the clients. Basic skills that they should have. Basic skills that you would learn in Counseling 101. Okay? I didn't see them using them. Or even the skills that we were taught in recovery coach training. All right? So I saw dollar bills in their eyes, and eventually we came to a head. What had happened is I found out that they had charged my Medicaid for my supervision, which is highly illegal. You can't do that. You cannot charge somebody else's Medicaid for a nefarious charge. Medicaid has nothing to do with my employment working there. Okay? It's separate. So, and I'm telling you this. Yes, Chris, you are. You don't want to deal with these dumbasses. And that's what they are. That's what they are. They're dumbasses. I love them, though. I'm required to. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is from there, Trudging Together kind of became the mantle for what would become recovery equity, meaning everybody's going to get the same shot. But I'm going to tell you, 90% of what Trudging Together is it's just education. I come on here and I share my experience, strength, and hope. And we have podcasting. We're opening the new club, right? All of it's education. It's just the right education for what the people are asking for. That's all we do. That's what Trudging Together is. The other 10% of Trudging Together works outside of the 12-step rooms in the community. Okay? And in the community, I am fighting for the right things. Yes, fighting. Okay? In this case, it's more along the line of debating and saying, hey, what's the right thing? No, those people have been doing that for years. Can we please try it a different way? Things like that. Okay. We're even and Trudging Together can do that. Why? It can do that because it is a non-entity. Okay. Yes, Dion runs Trudging Together. Everybody knows that. Okay. Yes, I do have a reputation. You don't fuck around with me. You just don't. Okay. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was telling about the club. I said, and I keep out the bullies, and they're like, oh, we know. Now I know, we know. Okay. That's a good reputation to have. That means that if they know it's my meeting, then the riffraff will stay out. Because what they don't want to do is let Dion see more of the stupid shit that they're doing and add to what's going on. They don't want that. Okay. And that's fear. And we shouldn't live in fear. I wish they didn't live in fear. I really do. Okay. But let's move on. I just only told that so that you understand why Trudging Together does that. There's a lot of nefarious and predatory people out there in AA. They're not actually AA members. They act like it though. They'll do things like have all recovery meetings. Okay. There you go. There's your if somebody says, hey, come to my all recovery meeting, the answer, if it's in Colorado, the answer is no. Okay. Because they're just recovery coaches trying to get clients, just so you know. Okay. And what they did is they called it an all recovery meeting. So they get the space for free and keep more of their money. They're literally using AA clubs. Anyway, not my club. There's a rule. No all recovery meetings. It's my club. I can make up any rule I want. As long as I clear it through Amber, it's fine. Okay. I have a backup. Okay. And if I'm screwing around, she will say something to me. She'll be like, Dion, no. And she will. She'll just be like that. I have another friend, Lori. If I'm stepping out, she's going to say something. Okay. This past year, though, has probably been the biggest for Trudging Together. And things happen that I was not expecting. At this time last year, I was working at East Metro Detox. Okay. And I was uninspired. I hated my job. Okay. And I hated it because there was no satisfaction. I wasn't putting people in treatment. We weren't keeping people sober. Okay. What it was just a bunch of people trying to get into sober living that continued to fail. And we had money to ship people out of town. That was it. You know, the staff would get excited if somebody said, yeah, I need to go to California because we could do something about that. We could actually do something. Other than that, detox is a Band-Aid at best. At best. Man, I need to get a back scratcher. Back scratcher. And Chris, I know it doesn't feel the same, but you can go to the club. All of our meetings are hybrid. Even our grand opening is going to be hybrid. I'm going to do what I can. We're going to have a live band, and I'm going to put them on live through here. It's just one of those deep ones that need a hand. There we go. Yeah. So I was working at Detox, and I think I quit by like February or whatever. But by this time, my wife had approached me and said, "Hey, Dion, we've got an opportunity in Northglenn. I've been taking care of somebody." Wow, her name left my mind. I'll remember it. It'll come back to me. Barbara. Thank you. I forget Barb's name. And she owned this house that I'm in right now. And she was, the options were that she either was going to go to assisted living, or we could move in and help. And I really didn't want to move. I'd made a lot of connections in Aurora. I thought things were going well. I was wrong. They weren't going as well as I thought they were. I wasn't making the progress that I thought I was. Okay. I can see that now because I'm not in it. And I thought about, and I was resistant at first, but I thought on, I'm like, Dion, your wife's done so much for you. I think it's time that, we make a sacrifice. And I'll just start over in Adams County. That's just what I'll do. Fine. And I accepted that. Okay. So we moved in. Moved in. Barb was a beautiful woman. Um, she was very happy for her last days, which is what we did with her. We were hoping to have her a lot longer. Right. So she passed, and we didn't know what we were going to do. The son, Gary, wants us to keep this house. He does. I think Barb wanted us to have this house because my wife, I'm nothing compared to my wife. Okay, I'm nothing compared to what she does. A lot of what I learned from her. So a lot of people think I'm the leader. No. Yeah, they treat you decent, Chris. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that other shit passed for you. I love you, brother. Now, after I made that decision, a lot of things started happening. Barb had passed away, and we made the decision that her friend was in a nursing home, her best friend. So we made the decision to take her out of a nursing home and bring her here and take care of her for her last days. She was here about 3 weeks before she passed. Okay. But she passed happy in her best friend's home. This is the type of stuff my wife does. Okay. I support her. I don't do that part. It's too hard for me. No, it would break my little heart, man. It would. Still breaks my heart. So we had some decisions we needed to make, and so we had, our kids were looking for a place, and now they live us with their grandson, and they're again, they're healing and making progress. Okay, what does that have to do with trudging together? Everything. Everything. It has everything to do with it. See, trudging together is a healing ailment. It's a restorative, right? And I did that on purpose. Well, God did that on purpose. Okay. From there, when my friends Gary had reached out to the local church here who did the services and introduced me to Pastor Marcia, and that's when things would kind of change. Pastor Marcia said, "Hey, Dion, I really love what you do. And I don't know what I did, but she loves me. I love her too. I do. We have we get along great. She understands what I'm saying. And she wanted to give me, a shot. One of the first things that she did was ask me to be part of the coalition. All right. Oh, let's go back a little bit. At one point, I was approached by somebody, and what they wanted to do was utilize Trudging Together to get the word out. And what we were going to do is use NFL money. It was a very, very big deal. Okay. $175 million. And I said no. Wasn't going to work. Wasn't going to work. When we try and combine 12-step and money, it falls on its face. And I'm going to tell you, nothing came out of it. Nobody's going to be able to make that work. It was a great idea. We were trying to help, the detox so that they could have a better care center. They refused it. Now they're begging for money, by the way. And the acute care center is still the same. They promised me that they were going to make updates, and they didn't. More Mental Health promised me a lot of things that they didn't follow through on. Anyway, but there again, that's part of the process. Aurora, or East Metro Detox only started hiring peer support because I was up their ass for 2 years. I was yelling and screaming at Dustin Zvonik. I was yelling at everybody, and they finally did it. Did anybody come to me and say thanks, Dion? No, because you didn't know. I'm not going to tell you that. What do you mean? Okay. Trudging together is also something else. It gets to take credit. I don't take credit. Trudging together belongs to God, not me. Doesn't belong to me. Yes, I'm the owner. I'm the one responsible, but beyond that, it doesn't belong to me. Okay. It belongs to God and all of his children. All of them. Okay. Even when people don't want to listen. Even when they don't want to listen. During this time, a lot of little things would happen. People would come in and out. You know, a lot of people think that they can come in and trudge it together and make money with it somehow, and it just doesn't work. I try and tell them, but they're like, yeah, but if I'm like, well, yeah, you can butt and yet it all you want, but it still ain't gonna work. I know, and I know this. How do I know it? How do I know it? This this book right here. These traditions in here are directions on how to run 12-step stuff. Yeah. Do you guys see me coming on here? Oh, if you could donate, that would be great. Nobody ever fucking donates anyway because they understand that the true primary purpose is just to help. Right? That's all Trudging Together does. So, as you know now where we're at, now I'm on the coalition here in Adams County. I found out that that the detox over here was shut down. So I went to them about that and they said, yeah, that's about 2 years out. And I said, no, it's not. It's now. It is now. It's more imperative than anything you have going on. And I told them why. And they agreed with me. So hopefully within next month here, we're going to know who's going to be running the new detox. There's going to be a chance for us peers to talk. I keep giving everybody a chance to be a part of it, but nobody raised their hand. I get it. It's fear. It's fear. I know. It's okay. I got it. I got it. Okay. But it's more than just bringing education. Right? Is AA a safe space? No. But we can do everything that we can to make sure it is. We can do that. Okay. We stick to the program. I take the program very, very seriously. Okay. I don't take me seriously. Okay. See, when I talk about me, I laugh because I gotta laugh at myself. When it comes to program, I laugh at it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's fucking beautiful, man. It's fucking beautiful. So Trudging Together has become a lot of different things. Now it's a ministry also. Okay. I have people reaching out. They want to help young ladies that have been abused. I told them, of course we can do that. Yes. The answer is yes to that. Anything that we can do to help the community, I've got what I need now. I can actually help. Now, what if I would have said, fuck you, God, I'm staying in Aurora? I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be where I'm at. So you never know where God's going to take you, where God's going to place you, and what he's going to have you do. I didn't think this is what I was going to do. This wasn't my plan. Okay. But it is now because God said, hey, this is the direction. And I said, yeah, it is. Fuck yeah, it is. And it's, when things fall into place, it's God. It's God. So we've had a great year. In fact, we had our best year ever. And that doesn't account for money. We actually made less money this year than the last year, but we helped more people. That's what matters. That's what matters. We made money. We invented time. Those are all man-made, man. So, all right. Good year in review. So, but Chris, I'm glad to hear that you are doing better. That's awesome. I love you, brother. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Chris, thanks for hanging out, man. I love you all. Peace. Yeah. So, Chris, I want you to know something. I was able to do better at this because you were here. So, what that means is your presence means something. Okay. We come on here and it's just you and me. I'm holding space for you, dude, because I love you. You're holding space for me. That's why it's perfect. Because that's what God wants. So what just happened here was perfection. Hallelujah, man. All right. I love you all. Peace out. Stay perfect, my friends. I love you. Bye.